Okay guys, here we go. Update 2.0 stream for Out. It's a fun game. Last stream has been fun. This is a good one. I gotta make sure I can see your comments and all of that. As always. Here we go. Alright. Right, change should be visible, and yeah, I think we'll just get right into it. So, there's been an overhaul of driving physics and all of that. And what else? Yeah, of basically everything, and car damage should have been improved too, so I am kind of curious about that. Because when it comes to this game, the car damage has actually been one of the weaker points. So I am wondering if it's better in any notable way. Which is, for me, the big question of this stream. And of course, you know, I have to do that. Yeah. I'm getting some contempt for that, but hey. Hello, Berlin. Alright, so we have first instance of car damage. Let's see what happened. So yeah, bent him up kind of nicely. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like very specific kind of like what it's called, assault body damage. Yeah, and like my front is basically untouched. Not seeing as much as a scratch over here. But hey, that guy got messed up kind of nicely. And yeah, okay, so haven't seen as much as a scratch, but I kind of hit the front and the door got bent. So yeah, I'm afraid the... Did the door get bent? Yeah, it did, yeah. So I'm afraid still no soft body damage, but whatever we had is a little bit more dramatic. Hello, a bomba. Well, this game is from 2022. I've covered it in the video of top destruction games for 2022, and I also made a stream in I think it was September. So not brand new, but it's kind of new. Very much a Fatality inspired game, and just when it comes to gameplay wise, yeah, like this stuff is good. I don't think it's one of the more destructive maps, but it is goofy, silly, fun with just lots of emphasis on physics, and yeah, as I mentioned, lots of emphasis on physics, and I'm gonna have to find ways to go around that like huge mess. And by the way, what is the state of my car right now? That's been kind of brutal. The front not too bent up, but what is very cool is the snow overlay we're getting. Now kind of like small feature, but I always very much appreciate being able to see your car get progressively dirty. And so the rivals too. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so before Wreckfest, Bugbear had the game Flat Out, and this one is, you know, like very openly, very heavily inspired by Flat Out, and yeah, that's good because I don't have too many games right now scratching that itch, so good on them. And they did a pretty good job, so we'll be checking out some of the new maps and some of the... Yeah, so the driving physics have been overhauled. I have played it earlier today, and yeah, you can tell for sure. Definitely feels a little bit nicer. It was a cool call. I'll be checking out your You know what? I actually do want to see what the comments say. So, dynamic dismemberment for Star Wars video. Yeah, I have seen that. Yes. You know, hopefully I'll have the time to cover it, because the in the coming weeks I'm gonna be quite busy. So we have Tripang 2 coming out. I might also cover 6 Day in Fallujah. You know, for 6 days they have explicitly stated it's not gonna be gory, but Yeah, for some reason, yeah. So they have explicitly stated it's not gonna be gory, but don't wanna see what they do have in there, and, you know, as always, provide some feedback for reasonable response mechanics. You know, not always gotta have jaws hanging loose and all of that to deliver a good gritty experience, which I believe the game can and should deliver. So yeah, and also in the foreseeable future, I'm gonna have less time to make the analysis videos. Schedule's gonna be getting a little bit insane, for the better, all good stuff, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to rely more on the impressions format, which is gonna be very much like this one minus the chat interactions, demonstrations, and streams, yeah. Things are gonna be getting very busy over here, but all for the best. So yeah, back to that question. Hopefully we'll have the chance to check out the Star Wars Dismemberment mod. Looks very cool. So this update is pretty much a big overhaul of most of everything. The driving physics, the car damage has been improved, but not, you know, I don't think mechanics-wise, it's just been made to look more dramatic, which is fine. New maps, and yeah. As I mentioned, the driving does feel kind of better now, that's for sure. It wasn't bad, so to say, but the experience is kind of more enjoyable now. Oh, and by the way, we're supposed to be getting some character damage as well, so I do want to see if there's anything here. Do we have any? Not on Mikhailich. Oh, this guy. I'm not seeing much damage on him. There was supposed to be some character damage. Maybe gotta get him more messed up. Hey, thank you, guy with a name I can't clearly pronounce as I'm playing this right now. But thank you. I do appreciate the comments for sure. Yeah, I mean, do have, like, it's gotta be messed up now after that. Dude, do you have any? Yes, okay guys, yeah, we do have some blood. We have some bruises on his neck. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely bruises over there. Oh yeah. So, like, one of the first racing games to actually, like, show some driver damage. Of course, he won't be, like, mutilated after he gets, let's say, knocked out, but it is a cool touch. So yeah, we have seen the player damage. Nice. Okay, explosions to say. Alright, thank you Bardo. I will make sure to check it out as soon as I see someone. Might have to up the amount of laps for that, but yeah. If it gets even more dramatic. Why not? Cystic, indeed I am. Indeed I am. Now on the very first PC my dad got back in, what was it? 99, 2000? We had Need for Speed 3, and yeah, like, no controller, just the keyboard, and then I've been playing that for, yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Need for Speed 3, I think I played more games from that series. Most Wanted, the old one, was very good, spent a ton of time in that. on the ground. Like, I remember that I was, back when it came out, I thought, like, best effing graphics ever. So I'm kind of accustomed to it, if the controls aren't horrendous. And if it doesn't go for like something too realistic, kind of like PMG. Effective. Okay, gotcha. I think... Oh yeah. So, convertible versus truck doesn't work very well, and this side is kind of messed up. Yet to be exploded, but definitely all scratched up. Oh yeah, in GTA, like, for GTA, like, can I, like... There we go, yes. I have to wonder, is this character messed up? That doesn't go to that degree of detail, I think. It is discouraged. Contempt, temporary disrespect. So yeah, but as for GTA, can you even like, you know, it's all about getting out of the car. So like switching from keyboard to controller. That sounds, yeah, kind of like a pain. So, don't want to see someone get exploded. So I think I'll go for one of the... I think San Francisco was a good messy map. I'll up... yeah. So I will up the amount of laps to, I think, 7 should be enough. San Francisco, always very messy, so yeah. Let's see some character get exploded. Then check out some of the newer maps. Okay, Nicholas, as for the question, which Mortal Kombat game has the best core system? Gotta say, I haven't gotten too deep into it, but from what I saw, I think the 9th one had like better character damage as they're fighting. Which is for me, you know, like, always been the big thing about Mortal Kombat. The big thing I always wanted to see, which I don't think we have quite seen it yet. The new one might have it, I will need to have a deeper look. I might make videos on that on launch, but yeah, so the thing I always wanted is just more dramatic damage as the fight is going on, because, you know, good finishers have always been there in whatever capacity they can deliver, whether it was, you know, like the very simple graphics in the 90s, and of course the very highly detailed model stuff of today, with them pulling their hearts out, removing the jaws and all of that. So that has never been lacking. The blood has also been getting quite good in the latest installments. Don't really have a great deal of complaints there, so the big thing I am still waiting for is better damage as the fight goes on, and I think my opinion might not be popular, but what if the responses were more like physics based, if there was more integration of physics in the response as the fight happens? I don't know if it would fit, but last I checked, it just kind of looked, you know, a little bit too stiff. Last I checked. So, not sure if it was ever tried, experimented, but I do think that physics being a factor in the responses would have been very nice, I think. Right, now I do want to check out how messed up my car got and read some of your comments. What is nice is that at points of damage you have some scratches as well. That's nice. So here, and yeah. So I don't think it's any degree of dynamic bending, but it is... Yeah, I mean, you know, damage does look more dramatic than it was. So let's see. Thank you, Nexus and Video. I'm doing quite well. Thank you. But yeah, one thing I do appreciate about Mortal Kombat is the DLCs with the various characters from other franchises. So they had Robocop, they had Terminator, I think they had Jason, I believe. Yeah, Freddy was in the 9th one, Jason I think in the 10th or 11th. But yeah, just having characters from other franchises, I think Predator and perhaps Alien. So just cool stuff, like, you gotta appreciate that. And you know, like, there is a little bit too much Predator DLC, but for something like that, totally worth it. Just crazy cool. That I think is one of the best DLC practices. I don't know, maybe they have the Predator stuff too. Just not familiar. Yeah, I don't wanna see someone get exploded. And check out the damage people have been telling about. Might need to help someone explode, as always. That is our job on this channel! And that's gonna be Big Smoke, hopefully. Yeah, you got messed up. Oh wow, I think he has a wheel missing, am I correct? Yes! And this guy too, and this guy too, yeah. Putting the car in carnage. Yeah, I think the Big Smoke guy actually lost the wheel. Yes, yes. Oh man, yeah. You know, it's like the car equivalent of surviving dismemberment, and that... like, I've rammed him. So, as I was saying, I think losing a wheel is probably the car equivalent of surviving dismemberment. Can't see the chat is active, so I will be checking out how my character looks after that flying out, and... yeah, I see some blood on his jacket there. And his face is a little bit bruised. And so, let's see. Yeah, 2042. I will say, like, unfortunately, the Battlefield series has been progressively going worse. And as a huge fan of Battlefield 2, that I find it just to be depressing. You know, all I want is the gameplay of Battlefield 2, minus all of the modern nonsense, with destruction. And it can happen, but probably not in the Battlefield series, in the AAA Battlefield series, because it is gonna be chasing trends very actively. So now we have silly operators, and my question is, when is the Battlefield NFT coming? Because that's probably gonna be happening. For some reason, I've seen like some large publishers really insist on pushing that nonsense. Okay, so someone got exploded. Okay, so we do have our first case of fatality. Ah, he's messed up. So I think the driver flew out. Where the hell is the driver? Anyone sees a ragdoll anywhere by any chance? Anything? Yeah, how about... Okay, so there is our driver. A little bit closer. Alright. Yeah, here we go. So we have some torn clothes. Way more blood and a burning character. Yeah, I do have some clothes. And yeah, of course, has to be near the butt cheek, doesn't it? So yeah, definitely more dramatic damage on a Fatality. Nexus Nvidia, you can't be watching this channel and seriously asking what's Courier, Manhunt or RDR2. Come on, man. Come on. Even 2, which was a big improvement over the first one, which I do remember decently well. I mean, it's not even close to the detail of the response mechanics in RDR2. Not even close, not even in the same ballpark. Same league. But of course, the whole concept of just very brutal finishers, yeah, like... For the sensors, yeah. One thing they really hate the most is brutal finishers. And yeah, definitely lives up to the series, what's it called? Reputation. That's the word. Let's see, do we have like the character still hanging around here? Oh yeah. No longer burning, very much torn up. Yeah. Possibly has been run over. And yeah, look at that. So she's just kind of like chilling. There is a dead body right here. She's cold. She's cold. You know, Nexus, you won't believe the kind of questions I have been asked in a very serious manner on this channel. Oh yeah, so speaking of Red Orchestra 2, I've actually recently interviewed the guys behind the Black Orchestra mod for Rising Storm 2. So the intent there is to bring the experience of World War II into the engine of Rising Storm 2, bring the experience of every front of World War II, and have some gameplay enhancements as well. And that, guys, includes gore as well. So if you've seen my video on GOM4, it's gotten much better since then, so it's gonna be coming later. Once again, it's a matter of time, just busy as shit recently. But yeah, that has been a cool interview, and they've made some really impressive stuff with that game, like... Huge expansion of, like, a whole other war, and enhancements to gore, the kind of ones you could expect from a professional dev team. Like, Adrian has been doing just a crazy impressive work, and he's a modder dude with limited access to the source code. And you see, guys, what he's been able to achieve is really massively impressive. And the thing with that interview, so about half of it was in Russian, so I basically gotta summarize it, and add some parts that have been in English, so yeah. But yeah, the mod is gonna be a massive enhancement, it's very cool, an expansion, so... Yeah, so I think when it comes out, I think around... yeah, so they're planning to release it hopefully by the end of this year. Maybe in the next one. I think when it comes out, you guys are gonna be very impressed. And one thing we're also gonna be planning to enhance is improving the single player functionality, because the bots in RS2 are basically completely broken. So there are gonna be AI enhancements to that as well. Oh yes! So, I think that has been quite glorious. Basically finished using that San Francisco rail. Oh, look at that, okay. Oh, that's freaking beautiful. I wanna save this moment. I think I might tweet the devs with it. This is freaking glorious. Wait a sec. Don't wanna get a little bit more artsy with it. In terms of composition. Yeah guys, it is all about the composition. I think that one, along with the close-up, yeah, that's gonna be good. Death by the light rail in San Francisco. Yeah guys, TLOU is great. The story in the second one seems questionable, but the gore in both the remake of the first one and the second one, yeah, like, it's fantastic. But that's basically like modern AAA tier gore, as it should be. Of course, that and Dead Island 2. So can I get the first place? Yeah, I think I just gave this lady a bit of a boost. Look at that. So if I can make her crash into something... Come on, come on, come on. Crash for me, yes! Okay, yeah. Don't see the aftermath of that. Yeah, just absolutely sent flying. Now even without dynamic car damage, like... It's pretty bloody satisfying. I don't want to see if I can find the dead guy who's been killed by the light rail. Oh, here he is! So yeah, the Torn variations are quite nice. Let's see. Do I have enough? Nah. No way to run him over, sadly, but still cool, still cool. Alright, yeah, so we have seen the character damage now. Now as for some of the new maps, what do we have? Okay, so... The Beachway, okay. Nexus, yes, Cold Vanguard is trash, absolutely. And so was their previous game, the... what was it? Oh yeah, it was Cold World War II by... Yeah, I think both by Sledgehammer Games, and not good, guys, not good. At least single player wise, like, I have no dog in the fight of the... You know, like, what's the good multiplayer code? I have no idea. I don't really like multiplayer code very much, but... I'm still very much fond of World at War, so I am still kind of... Alright, yeah, so we got freaking hippos now. Okay, so that's a new hazard for the Africa map. Oh, that's glorious. Let's look at his damage, and well, that looks kind of appropriate. It hit him right at that spot, so yeah, not sure what's going on over here with the damage, but don't think it's suffered by the damage, but yeah, definitely more dramatic now. Nope. Ah. Right, so let's see. I got whacked right about here. Oh, yeah, I think that's basically where it was hit. Yeah, I can't quite figure out what's happening with the card damage in this game. Okay, back to the angry hippos area. Crisis is averted so far. By the way, don't look at this, yeah. Basically inspired by the old Volkswagen van. Cool stuff, yeah, those are very nice. I like those. And what do we have here? Possibly inspired by Fiat? I'm not sure. Yeah, we have some semi-advanced 3 damage. It's basically Crisis. Just hoping one of them gets rammed by a hippo and I can get further in this race, but yeah. Okay, I'll basically fight this 7th spot of the death. Yoki. Can't finish last. Sorry, Ivan, you have to freaking die. Sorry, mate. Gonna be fighting the 7th spot to the death. Okay, let's try the next map. So, opinion on Galaxy High Marshal. Yeah, that guy is basically a magician with shaders. That's some pretty bloody amazing stuff, so... Here's the thing, probably like... Must have been 3 or 4 times I'm saying, okay, I'm done with freaking Gmod videos, like... I don't like Gmod very much. I don't wanna like make any more videos on it. Then he basically comes up and makes just something absolutely bloody amazing. And I'm like, ah damn, I gotta cover it. Gotta cover it now, but... Great mod is a great mod, and Galaxy High Marshal is a magician with shaders. And very happy to have him on the team of Half Sword. Seeing his work in an actual game. So that's crazy cool. And yeah, so as I was saying, I'm gonna be probably covering his upcoming Gmod, gore mod as well, because yeah, once again, more crazy impressive magic by Galaxy. Yeah, I think you have like the you have like streaks running down and all that. Animated blood effects. And it's on the bloody old Gmod engine. It's freaking impressive. Yeah, so Galaxy has an upcoming... another mod for Gmod. She's once again crazy impressive, which means once again I gotta be getting in and covering Gmod. Okay, well, that was nice. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play Sandbox. You know, I really wish it... I really hope that one day it kind of gets into a game. Maybe if you can sell it as a plugin, perhaps, I don't know. But the effects, you know, so in Sandbox the effects are in fact crazy impressive, so... There's probably an obscene amount of gore sandboxes on Steam. And it's like the usual stuff, so we have like some semi-interesting active ragdolls. Those droplet effects. They're a dime a dozen. But you know, his system, yeah, it actually looks quite impressive, and also the one by Hikvi, if you have seen it. He also has kind of a gore sandbox thing, and he, I believe, is still working on making a simple game out of his sandbox. Hikvi, that is. So yeah, so of all of the... Wait, do we have like some wrecked cars here? Yeah, we do. Huh. So there you get to send flying. Yeah, so that's actually kind of a cool thing about this game. So after a car gets wrecked, the character gets ragdolled, and then they kind of like stand around, they kind of like move around and stuff, and you can run them over, as you can see. Now they are extra messed up, so that's nice. Totally worth losing the first place for that. And yeah, look at that, like we have a racing game that has a stunned, injured state. Something you can't say about many shooters. Come on, come on, come on. Damn it! But I do not regret that attempt. For the record. Oh yeah, so I have played an old build, you know, for the interview of Half Sword, and it was cool back then, and from what I saw it's even way better, so yeah. That one is very much worth looking forward to, and but effects wise too. Yeah, here we go, yeah. Also, of course, gotta cover Half Sword when the update comes out. And I will be enjoying that very much. Actually, I gotta ask Galaxy or Frank about it. I'm curious. So I think they're basically making like... I think it's called a vertical slice perhaps, so kind of... so that anyone who plays it has a good idea of what the full game is gonna be. With just more content. I think that's what they're going for, and yeah, like... quite a bit of work. But it's gonna be awesome. The combat loop is massively enjoyable, so very excited about Half Sword. Oh, as for news about 83, oh, damn, Nexus, you haven't heard? So basically the studio that made it got closed. Yeah, so they basically had they were owned by some large company, and the company decided they weren't profitable anymore. So the moment bought the studio, and yeah, like both the studio is closed, and whether the IGI remake and 83 ever come out is unknown. So had to be the bearer of bad news. I was actually kind of hyped for both the IGI and 83. Of course 83 was the one I was really hyped for, but I was down for IGI as well, and sadly it seems like those games might not be happening, which freaking sucks. Okay, next, so yeah, basically why I'm in Israel, since I'm from Ukraine. And I can say, like, in all honesty, a huge factor that has been anti-Semitism. So, not the silly shit you have on Twitter, not like the silly remarks and all that silliness, but you actually had like very freaking real anti-Semitism. So, you could be like as far from the Jewish religion as possible. It could be like just like any Ukrainian, like any other Ukrainian. The essence of your Jewishness could have been like Matzot on Pesach, but you know, you just have like that, like if your father's name has been Jewish, or if you have a Jewish last name, you would get shit for it. Like literally, no reason. You could be like the nicest guy ever. Could just be a decent person. You would get shit for just having a Jewish last name or a Jewish parent. I kid you not. Like, the kind of stuff you see people on Twitter complain about, guys, it's fucking nothing compared to the stories I hear from my grandma and mom. Like, you have people get up in arms about like some silly remark, but guys, like, the stuff I've heard my grandma go through, both during the reign of the Soviet Union and in the 90s, like that's freaking insane. Like, you know, for someone living in the modern world, especially with the, you know, how to say it mildly, the very sensitive culture nowadays. You hear the kind of things like people have been going through then, and it's freaking insane. And it hasn't gotten better too much because probably 5 years ago I've met a lady once, and she came there with I think her brother or something, and basically he was a, you know, like average dude. He looked kind of Jewish, and he got jumped by you know, basically like whoever in Moscow. He got jumped in Moscow. He just got jumped for no reason other than being Jewish, and he's had brain damage. And I mean, like, the guy's a mess. He can't function without someone constantly watching him. I mean, you know, like, she wanted to go to the bathroom. She said, like, keep an eye on him, because if I don't watch him for 5 minutes, I'm not gonna be able to find him. And he's like, he's not even there. Like, very severe brain damage. Very freaking severe brain damage. And all for being, I think, Jewish. So yeah, like, that shit is real in those parts of the world, and yeah. That has been a huge factor for coming here. And I will say about here, so actually it hasn't been all like oh damn it. It hasn't been all very nice here, because like the immigration here was actually very rough. So like in Ukraine we were filthy Jews, and here we were like filthy Russians. I kid you not, like we were actually in my first years in Israel, like getting called filthy Russian was very common. So eventually it went away. Eventually, like, I assimilated, not hearing any of it, but I was hearing like some shit for being from that area of the world here in Israel. So it's just, guys, it's utter freaking nonsense. Like, I find it all repulsive. One of the reasons I'm basically a radical individualist. I hate this stupid shit. Alright, yeah, so that has been this rant. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Nexus. Wasn't planning to talk about it, but yeah. What can I do? So I wouldn't say, yeah, I actually wouldn't say that. Back in the day, I very much liked actually Dead Island 1. You know, it's nothing compared to Dead Island 2, but it's basically all a game about bashing zombie skulls on an island. It's enjoyable. The combat feels nice and weighty. Gore is kind of so-and-so, but like, it's enjoyable. I'll even go as far as saying that compared, if you just compare, and no, it's like basically apples and oranges, but if you compare Dying Light 1 and Dead Island 1, I had way more fun in Dead Island 1. 31, actually. Yeah, I keep thinking it's a turn, and yeah. So anyway, the point being that Island 1, not trash. Possibly hasn't aged too well. I do gotta... No, I haven't played it in a while. I'm not sure if it's aged very well. But back when I played it, both when it came out and when I made the review, I think it was 2015, yeah, like I had a good time. But let's see the question about... So what I will say about Dead Island 2 is, I mean, you know, it's really good. You've seen the coverage. It's definitely in the Response Mechanics Hall of Fame, and I am very happy it's been very successful, actually. Hopefully we'll be seeing more games with proper AAA tier gore. And yeah, that and Last of Us 1 are great examples of it. And by the way, Nexus, like, I'll tell you what, like, in your age, so... I will say, like, I do recall when I was just playing video games, I always thought that response mechanics are kind of cool, so I do remember SWAT 3 had a very lousy wound feature, but it's still accurate. It even had a bit of a blood rail feature, I do remember that, SWAT 3, so it was even before my mind was blown by Soldier of Fortune 1, but I always found response mechanics to be interesting. And then, you know, like, I'm 10 years old, my friends come over and say, hey, check out this game, like, Soldier of Fortune. Like, sure, whatever. Then I see it, and yeah, mind has been blown. I could never look at games the same ever again. Once you see what was, by the standards of back then, proper response. So as I was saying, I was 10, I was into response mechanics, and had there been like a YouTuber when I was 10 making videos about response mechanics, yeah, I'd watch him. Hey DCDX. Right now, what should we do now? What is nice and messy? Let's see this crash testing. So this game is basically a very much Flatout inspired racing game. And man, it delivers, like. The car damage is kind of weird, it's not dynamic, I think. I don't think it's dynamic, but... You do have like a great deal of props on the environment that are responsive. Probably not in this map, but on other maps. And yeah, it's just silly fun, like. They're definitely got quite creative with the traps here and all of the fun stuff. And yeah, we have our first fatality, look at that. So one of the maps has hippos. It's one of the hazards. Can I get you wrecked? Can I get you wrecked? Can get myself wrecked. Right, second fatality. It is a racing game, but you can also still be... Kurva. You can still be a serial killer. Seriously, I think the handling is fine. There we go. Okay, third fatality. Look at that. So who else can I kill? I'm actually not sure if there's a multiplayer component. I actually have no idea. I only played single player, and I don't think I ever played racing games in multiplayer, to be honest. Well, thank you, Nexus. Very much appreciated. And the body count is rising, guys. The body count is rising. It's just me and 2 more guys alive, yeah. Well, let's see if I can get them to get exploded. Alright, so we have some coming here. You know, like, basically, what's the point of just racing now? I do want to see... Where are you guys at? I want to continue my serial killer career. And I think they're all... I'll find them. Maybe get stuck, maybe lost a will. Which is the car equivalent of surviving limb dismemberment. Oh yeah, absolute classic. So if you play as F1 now, you see the flaws. But for back when I first played it, man, it was something else. So that's how basically everyone got deaded. Alright, I'm not sure where the last player is. But everyone's dead. Do you have any dead bodies over here? Yeah, let's actually get back to the menu. Everyone's dead. No fun. This I have made a full video on Request. I love it, I freaking love it. Alright, LA. Let's give that 7 laps. So yeah, big fan of Wreckfest. Can't wait for Bugbear's next game. They kind of sort of hinted they might reveal something new, maybe this year. But we'll see, we'll see. I am a fan of theirs for sure. Probably have about 40-50 hours on Wreckfest, I think. Which is more than I have in most games, so... Hey guys, woke up, destruction analysis, Wreckfest. Man, I had fun there. That video was a blast. And by the way, do stay tuned on the music channel, because there will be there should be, I think, if I have time to make it once again, a preview of the upcoming tracks. So I've been working on something very new, not a remake, something entirely new on the music front, and I think I have the guitars entirely recorded. So really can't wait to have it out. Also very much in the style of the whoops, the alt-rock inspired kind of metal thing. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, so I have had a chance to record music for like some... Recorded for a podcast, for a small movie. But yeah, like it's mostly been just my solo stuff, to be honest. Yeah, no luck for me with this map, but yeah, I think I'll just go somewhere else. Hopefully for more action. You know what? Let's finish off with the San Francisco. That one's just loads of fun. So, SF. Give that like 5 laps. And this will be the one for today. And so the update is a massive overhaul of the game. Basically improved handling, some enhancements to the damage, character damage. We do have like now some bottom characters, and they get the clothes get torn up after the car has been totaled, and other stuff as well. But now what I get basically curious about is the damage, the character damage, the car damage, which is still a little bit strange, but definitely more dramatic now. And yeah, the handling. You definitely feel the difference in the handling. And yeah, for a car game, the environments get messed up very nicely. Lots of props swinging around that are just waiting for you to wreck them. And there you have characters running around that you can ragdoll. We're just gonna say stay away from the center. Oh yeah, for the gameplay channel I actually have a whole bunch of like outtakes from various videos I was making. I just gotta find the time to upload them. I have like probably 4 or 5, but just didn't have the time to upload. I put some out as shorts. So I did put one out with from Company of Heroes. Look it up, it's in the short section of this channel. But there are a few that would be more appropriate for the gameplay channel. Once again, just gotta find time to do it. And I will, eventually. Okay. Well, I freaking made that. Yeah, I thought I would be twisting and turning and flying all over the place, and I survived. Look at that. So yeah, so stay tuned for a Trepang coverage coming to you in a few days, and probably a stream as well. And possibly 6 days in Fallujah. Possibly. Oh yeah, like, very cool banner, like, for the gameplay channel. Perfect fit, man, thanks a lot. Yeah guys, this is the guy who made the channel for the banner for the gameplay channel. With skulls and stuff. Cool stuff, yeah, he's a good graphics designer. So yeah. Thanks for making it, man. Definitely kind of graphical talent I don't really have personally, but yeah, that's a really good job. Do we have anyone wrecked here? Perhaps, by any chance? Possibly? Alright, so the way it seems now, we're gonna be going for the kill with Big Smoke. Up! Like, I think... Didn't he lose exactly the same wheel the last time I was doing this map? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time I was playing this map he also had missing the rear left wheel. And also it was him, like, no one else. So, do we have dynamic severed limb survival, or is it just like predetermined? I'm not sure. Would require further analysis, but yeah, like... losing the very same limb on the very same map. Okay, yeah, we have some bodies now, yeah. So, for anyone who's new to the stream, we do have now characters get bodied up during the race as well. I'll show you that in a moment. And the clothes get torn on the Fatality. So that is new in this update. And yeah, as you can see, our guy here is a little bit bruised up. Oh yeah. He's seen stuff. So, very cool touch. And now I am risking of being the exploded guy, apparently. Now I think it's mainly a matter of surviving those last 2 laps. And yes! So satisfying. Now it's basically just survival to make it first to the end. If I can make it, I'm not sure. I see we have like a wrecked car over here. That I do have. Let's see. Yeah, there is our messed up driver. And of course the closer turn there, of course. Okay, so the engine's kind of screwed. I have no more nitros and yeah. Hopefully I can still make it to be first here. That is dubious, but we'll see. Basically my best friend right now is this side rail, which is hopefully gonna wipe out the competition. Alright, I'm making it. And here we go, okay, yeah, nice. So, that is it for today. It's a cool update for a fun game. Yeah, absolutely, I've enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully you guys too, and yeah, it is one I can recommend for sure, so I'll see you next time, probably in a few days with Tripang 2.